It's okay to be disappointed. If you agree, leave a like on the video. If you don't, dislike the video. 1400dig, who is the guy who found the 718 map teaser in the first Spider-Man 2 trailer, shared this on Reddit. This hyped up video by Nat G, who of course is Miles Morales' voice actor, can't have just been for a release window. And to be honest, waiting all year just to get told we gotta wait more is a little bit questionable. Does this really satisfy you for waiting? Does anyone even think we'll get a trailer before this year ends, or do you think we are done for news now? Usually I wouldn't comment on things like this because it's an individual's opinion of course, but I read comments and people were just completely going at this person, and what triggered me to actually make this video is the fact that I've literally seen this all week long, and it's like, what is up with people not being allowed to have an opinion in this community? So hopefully we can all come together here and fix this as of course adults. You are either going to be annoyed or just simply say finally. Now when people see a comment like 1400digs, they simply say stop hounding the devs, or just go play something else, or simply just wait and be patient. But I think people are missing something here. Now side note, one thing I do not condone at all is any hounding / blackmail towards devs of this game, as it is damn right disrespectful. Now I'm glad we got information that the game is here in 2023, as of course that just instantly debunks the myth that the game was going to be delayed, but it definitely does feel a little bit confusing with all the teasers that we've had from the devs. Now had we had not got these teasers and just been told fall of 2023, nobody would be saying anything. But when you have teasers that indicate to the year end, you do kind of anticipate something a bit more than a release window, as of course we knew 2023 was the year. Now we've been told fall of 2023, which is fine. Seriously, it really is not a big deal. I'm super hyped and stoked that we got that information, but to an extent it's what most people knew. So it does beg the question on if there was something more that they may actually now be holding back for valid reasons. I feel it's Sony who have held something back as opposed to Insomniac, purely on the fact that they want to start 2023 with a bang, which you can't actually blame them for either because it's actually a logical thing to do. I just think when people see fans that say they feel we should have got at least a few screenshots, just know it is because things were majorly being teased. Now of course the end of the week, let alone month, is not even here yet, so there could always be a miracle or something else. I know people say that they have taken their holidays now, which is also questionable. I feel like they have though, but they did do that post the other day and then they deleted it. But also what's really important to take into account, whether the guys at Insomniac have actually taken a holiday or not, and bear in mind it is probably likely that they have actually done that, but a trailer gets scheduled, right? So all of the trailer, the videos, whatever it is that would have been dropped would have actually been sent to the distributors anyway, as well as approved. So basically what I'm trying to say is technically no one would need to be around working. So for anyone saying that, hopefully that actually debunks that myth. Now as an individual fan of this game, the way I feel about this build up for the release window is no doubt questionable, and it feels like they are following in the steps of God of War's promo, and I say they as in Sony, because we know the game is in safe hands. I think people just feel waiting a year for a release window, not a date even, makes them feel a little disheartened, hence why I actually mentioned screenshots and the whole situation at the start where I said it's okay to actually be disappointed. I know most of us are adults, so nobody should be whining of course, as people would say, but you are more than entitled of an opinion, good or bad, as long as you are not hostile about it of course. Now if anything, I truly feel this leads back to communication, which is massive. It seriously makes or breaks a community in my opinion. Now someone did say the following, which I thought was just basically summarizing the entire situation, which makes total sense. So they said the situation really proves that the actors and insiders really need to be a little more quiet. People who say the fans hype themselves up and get disappointed when we get poor information are completely blind to the situation because they overlook the fact that if people who work on the game and actors as well as so-called insiders stop teasing the game when it's nowhere near the release date and no events to promote it, we wouldn't get mad when we get no news because we aren't expecting it. Of course, they have been working on this game for a long while before the reveal trailer, and now it's been a year after it. I don't get how some of us are acting like a-holes. Obviously, I know a good chunk of so-called fans are legitimately acting like a-holes who harasses Insomniac, and I don't condone what they do. I'm talking about the fans who have valid criticisms and don't push it overly. When the timing is perfect to give us a good piece of information, maybe not a trailer, but at least a full look at Kraven, Venom, and some new suits, a 30-second gameplay video will be enough. Dead silence does nothing. Not asking for what the twists are in the game or any major spoilers, I'm just simply not even asking for too much gameplay, just the basics. So that comment definitely made a lot of sense, and look, you can't really say that person is saying anything bad, and that's fair. I just feel like everyone is a fan of the game, and whatever side of the fence you're on here, you are hyped up for the release. So, as people would say, quit being a Karen, and of course no offense to any Karens out there, but as people would say, just stop acting as quote-unquote a Karen and let someone have an open opinion as long as they aren't hostile and rude about it. And I really think it's just a valid point. It's okay to have an opinion, and rather than people go against each other, maybe just educate people why they could actually be wrong, or better yet, that you slightly agree with them, but here is what you feel can happen instead, or what you feel like the situation is. That seriously solves this entire problem, because I think the last thing anyone wants, which I think is absolutely crucial, is to actually have a toxic community. And if you guys have been a part of the Avengers trend, for example, I would say that's very much a good community in the sense of, sure, a lot of people were, I guess, debatable in terms of with what the things they'd say about the game and, how they'd go against devs, etc. But for the most part, it was very much a close-knit community in the sense of, I think, people would always kind of educate other people and so forth. So I think it's just about recreating something like that. You don't want a toxic community, and there are plenty of games out there that have communities that are to an extent very, very toxic, and I can't name any off the top of my head, but let's just say we know there's a lot of them out there. So the conclusion here is, be a good community. It's a game at the end of the day. Just simply let people be happy. Why do people have to go against each other and just go all bonkers over an opinion? I think that's just that. But you should probably watch the video that you see on screen, because in that video I'll bring you up to speed with all of the info that we've had this past 2 weeks. And if you are actually someone that feels, okay, why are people really upset about a release window and not getting a trailer this year, that video, or the information in that video should I say, will probably give you a much better understanding. So go ahead, check that video out on screen right now.